And I get it because I also went through periods where I had to deal with rage and Jesus dealt with that. And so if you're going through that, I know most of the time people are going to be in denial, but if you acknowledge that, hey, you have an anger issue or you're online wasting time, like telling people off or just venting out your anger, then there's therapy for that. But also know that Jesus can deal with that, right? Jesus is the ultimate therapist. But let's consider that. I know, I know, I'm going to get a lot of comments from that. But let's consider these atheists who are requesting more evidence about faith, asserting that some will even assert that faith in itself is not a claim and that personal transformation is not adequate as evidence. Okay, I'm not saying that personal transformation is the end all be all, but I'm saying it's one of the pieces of the puzzle. And so it's important to clarify that faith, at least as Christians would see it, is not merely believing in something for which there is no evidence. Okay, because biblically, faith, pistis in the Greek, involves trust and fidelity based on reasons and testimony. And that's why here we want to reason with faith and we want a faith that reasons. This is what our channel is about. Now, I'm a former atheist. I'm a former agnostic. I'm a former pantheist. And so coming from that worldview, I needed a lot of evidence. I needed proof that, hey, I'm going to follow Christianity. I'm not following Christianity just because it's transformed me. That's a byproduct of it. I'm following Christianity. Actually, I'm not following Christianity. I'm a Christian following Jesus, not because it transformed me, but it's because it's the truth. And that truth has, as Jesus says, set me free. And that transformation is a byproduct of my Christian journey, walking with God. And so Christians believe in a resurrected Christ, not on blind hope though, but on what they see as good historical reasons. And yes, personal experience, personal transformation, community. I'm not saying that's the end all be all, but records of an empty tomb, for example. I don't think people can refute the empty tomb. People right now, at least in the comments, are trying to refute resurrection appearances or the origin and the growth of the Christian movement in a hostile environment. Now, some people will say, well, the Mormons grew, right, in size. But here's the thing. The Mormons didn't have the hostile environment that Christians had. And so you can't really use that argument because Christians had an extremely hostile environment. They were getting killed, okay? Now, okay, Islam grew, but Islam was killing. Islam was doing the one that was killing. And so Christianity is very different than the other religions that grew because the other religions were hostile. And some will say, oh, well, what about the Crusades? The Crusades were a response to Christians being martyred and Christians being killed.